Durham just about kept themselves in touch in their latest LV County Championship match with Somerset in Taunton, with Mark Stoneman maintaining his fine form of late with a high-class 50 on the second day. Day one was all about Nick Compton, who resumed his innings on 139 out of his side's healthy-looking 336 for 5. Whatever pressure he may have been under 24 hours previously, he looked confident now. Quite rightly, having batted for nearly 6.5 hours by the time that he reached his splendid 150, a score he was looking to add to further in partnership with Peter Trigo. They'd come together late on the previous day with their side on 307 for 5, but now took the total along to 390. It took Ryan Buckley and some turn to finally bring Compton's epic innings to an end on 166. He nicked behind to finish his 324-ball effort. Trigo followed in the young spinner's next over. On 42, he tried to paddle Buckley, only to be superbly caught by Paul Collingwood, a man who once dreamt of being a goalkeeper, and you can see why. Craig Macheda helped bring up the 400, but then offered Phil Mustard a catch behind, leaving it to George Dockrell and Jamie Overton to see their side through to the lunch break. They came out afterwards with all guns blazing. Overton was helped by a rank long hop from Scott Borthwick, which he dispatched for 6. Something that his partner repeated in the next over off Buckley, as this pair added 50 more runs for the 9th wicket in a dozen overs. Both then fell to successive deliveries. On 24, Overton sliced a swish off Borthwick to Michael Richardson, while next ball, having made a championship best of 31, Dockrell chipped a simple catch to Will Smith as Somerset were dismissed in the 133rd over for 458. That was enough for them to put some pressure back on Durham, a side who beat Somerset in a low-scoring contest at the start of the championship season. Stoneman, having a good spell with the bat recently, eased any early nerves that the visitors may have been feeling. Overton broke the opening partnership in the 12th over, as he had Keaton Jennings held by James Hildreth in an almost identical dismissal to the one of Marcus Trescothick on the first morning. Jennings was out for 15 with a total on 38 after a break for rain. Whether it was that or Overton's pace, which floored Borthwick, is anybody's guess. Right around the country, this week has seen some fairly friendly batting surfaces. This wasn't necessarily an absolute belter. After all, after Compton's magnificent 166, the next top scorer in Somerset's innings had been Trigo's 42, but Stoneman was certainly having few problems. A cut 4 off Dockrell, his 11th, carried Stoneman to his 6th 50-plus score of the 4-day summer. This had been a very good one, coming off only 53 deliveries. Not too surprising, that, as he'd made 44 of his runs in 4s alone. His partnership with Borthwick was soon putting Somerset's big total into perspective. Borthwick, meanwhile, is enjoying himself at number 3 presently. He easily turned a short ball from Macheda over the ropes for a 6. And he added many more exquisite shots in what was a free-flowing knock from the left-hander. Durham had clearly decided to be positive as they set about getting to 309 first and foremost to knock the follow-on out of the equation. A chip through mid-wicket brought Borthwick his half-century as well, the 4th time that he's got at least that far in this good season for him. He was considered a bowler who could bat until scoring his maiden championship 100 earlier on in the summer. No longer. This latest 50 had occupied just 57 deliveries with 6 4s and 1 6 included. So he would have been annoyed to get out around half an hour before the close. On 56, he went after Dockrell but made a horrible contact to give Macheda a catch in the covers. Then, to the last ball of the day, Smith drove Overton straight to Jamal Hussain, also hovering in the covers, to send Somerset to bed just the happier of the two teams. What they will need early on the 3rd morning is the wicket of Stoneman, who will go again with 78 runs to his name, having really slowed down towards the end of the day. Durham will resume on 163 for 3, leaving them 295 runs behind and needing a further 146 to avoid the follow-on.